everyone. Welcome to Marilyn's Tarot Take. I will be attempting to do a video today. It's the deck that tag from Simon from the Hermit's Cave. I had this and 2 other videos recorded on Sunday, but my microphone wasn't hooked up. I had connected an external speaker and somehow it offset the microphone, whatever. So there you have it. I checked, the microphone's on, so we're good to go. So again, this is the deck that tag from Simon from the Hermit's Cave. The very first tag is reflects who I used to be. And this was kind of an emotionally tough one for me. Because who I used to be took me back to childhood and a young adult and almost to the middle age, I guess. And I chose the Daydream Tarot deck because this is a cross between like shadow and child, and it's kind of storybooky, as you can see the drawings. Which I just absolutely adore these drawings. And I very recently got this deck, and evidently I got this to do this tag and to do this work. So again, this is a Daydream Tarot deck. It's, I think it's relatively new. I think it was 23, 25, maybe 24. Anyway, here's the backs. But I chose this because of how I used to be as a child, which was kind of to myself. It was a matter of creating a world around me that was more palatable, more tolerable, more happy, more less dangerous, I would say. So these cards really connected to my child, and maybe some work I still need to do. I've done a lot of work anyway. But I like the combination of the storybook, comfortable, yet it's more abstract. I mean, look at the chariot. That's just a wonderful chariot, particularly to do shadow work. You're just on the precipice, ready to, are you going forward? Are you going back? Are you going to slip over to the side? So as far as what I used to be, as a child and a young adult, this one really resonated with me. I've come a long way. I'm not afraid of my own shadow like I was when I was a kid. But this deck really, see, there we are, the child feeling like they're holding the world on their own shoulders. You've got to fix it all. You got to carry it. Here's the little wounded child. And it's just, this is great for shadow work and child work, and a representation of perhaps where I used to be as a young adult. Love this artistry so much. The colors, everything's just visually appealing to me. I'm a tactile person, whether that be a visual texture, a physical texture. Love the feel of the cards. It's a great cardstock. So this is like I say, a recent purchase for me, but man, oh man, I really, really like this deck. So there I was, maybe trying to steal up and fight the world and make my way through. So yeah, I really, really, this does represent a lot of who I used to be. There I am, going into the dark woods there. So there you go. I love this deck. So as far as the deck who reflects who I used to be, that's going to be the Daydream Tarot. I really, really enjoyed this deck a lot. No matter what the reason for using it, it's a great, great deck. Okay, what deck surprised me the most? I have to say, it is the Tarot of Paul's Moon and the accompanying oracle, Medieval Oracle of the Beasts. As you can see, the experience, just look at the box. And it's a rose petal. The presentation is just absolutely fabulous. This is an experience This was something that I never thought I would really gravitate toward. And as soon as I got the Paul's Moon, I thought, well, I'm going to have the Oracle to go with it because that's just kind of my thing. I like to have an Oracle if there is. I had no idea the impact that this deck would have. Look at this. The experience number one, again, it goes along with that whole tactile thing. But to me, a deck is an experience. It does need to be a quality deck. It can't be a flimsy deck unless that's specifically what you want to use it for. It's just for, I don't know, wallpaper in your wall. I don't know. But it comes with a wonderful book. Look at the book. This is what surprised me. I mean, I saw this. I'm sure it was Simon because most of my decks I have because I've seen Simon do a walkthrough. The experience of this book alone. I mean, the quality. This is a leather book. Ugh. It came with extra choices for cards, which is always nice too. But this deck surprised me in that I had no idea that I would there's the backs, gravitate towards something medieval. I had no idea. I just didn't know. But I saw these cards and immediately was struck with how beautiful the history, the application of the picture they chose for the card itself. And I have to say, when I got this deck, I used it for a solid month. And then when I decided I have to give some more love to some other decks, I missed it. So this deck just hit me. There's something magical about all the Libra Moon decks. The Mood of the Moon Oracle, the Serpent and the Peacock, both those decks. Hall's Lenormand. This was my very first Lenormand or Lenormand deck. These decks are just fabulous. The quality, but look at all the imagery. The imagery just, I don't know. There's something about it. Don't know if I lived back then. Don't know. But these cards are fabulous. So what surprised me was how much I loved them and how much I missed them when I didn't use them anymore. For that, because I'm trying to rotate through my decks. Look at the crown, just the shiny crown. Oh, the beauty, the beauty, the beauty. And I'm just going to quick show the Oracle of the Medieval Beasts because it's just too beautiful to not show. These two together, of course, I use them together. And what a pairing. Holy moly. So I'll just show a few of these because this is going to be a lengthy video. Again, the beautiful leather book. I mean, really? Ugh, gilded pages. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous. But yeah, aren't these gorgeous? Look at this. I'm out of control. Ladybug, love, good luck, joy. Turtle, slow, steady progress. Kangaroo, only moving forward. That's a good one for your work week. Heron, finding balance. Oh, just look at these. So you can, and the backs. Look at the backs. Oh, goodness me. These are just fabulous. So this surprised me the most because I had no idea I would fall in love with it as deeply as I did. Very surprised. And since then, there's a couple Kickstarters out there, the new Return of Paul's Moon. I backed that, and there's an alphabet deck, and it's like, oh my gosh. So that was my most surprising decks. I just had no idea how much I would love them. All right, now the next one is, the one that intimidates me the most. Well, that was hands down, without a doubt, no qualms about it, the Gnostic Tarot. This is a recent acquisition for me as well, relatively. And this deck is absolutely fabulous, based on the Jungian theory of the inner self, and it comes with this wonderful book. And the cards themselves are very mysterious cards. It's not straightforward what they are, and they have a drawing to go with each card that represents the self, the anima, the female side, the inner child. And so the book it's kind of instrumental to have this book with it. You would really want to have the book with it. But as far as the most intimidating deck, because here, let me turn these over. I've been working with some of these. The backs do tell you, indicate what the card is. What I've been doing with this deck is just pulling out a card and looking at it and then trying to see what I can see in it. But as you can see, look at the detail. There's so much going on with each one of these cards. So much going on. But each card has its own storyline and its own, all the figures in there, if you can even see the figures. Oftentimes, when you open up the book, there's more figures and more faces and you haven't even seen. So, Three of Cups. This is the Three of Cups. Nine of Wands. I believe this is Nine of Wands. So this deck is just so beautiful, but intimidating, but a great study deck. It's definitely shadow work. It's definitely a deep dive, but it is so interesting to look at these cards before you know what they are, to see what your interpretation could be. And you can see where it might be a little intimidating if you're really trying to be accurate. But this is a great, great deck for my brain because it takes me out of my linear, analytical, logical thinking and makes me stretch it. But this deck is just fabulous. The Gnostic Tarot. This is the gallery edition. This came out, I think it was this year. But the other deck is several years old. And the story to this deck is really very interesting. I did a walkthrough on it if you want a little bit more information on this deck. But the Gnostic Tarot, most intimidating for sure. Okay, the next prompt is Pure Comfort. And how could I pick anything but the Three Trees Tarot? These are the original ones. I've got the newer ones too that just came out. We've got the Smoke, Ash, and Embers, Heartwood, Oak, Ash, and Thorn. And just as far as just feeling soft, warm fuzzies, even if the card represents maybe some turmoil or strife, these cards are just so beautiful and have such little tender moments in it. Look at the little mouse. They're warming up on the teapot, sleeping by the candle. The artwork is just outstanding. Again, these are Three Trees Tarot decks. Look at that. Oh, pure comfort to me. It just makes me smile. It makes me ground, and it just, I love nature so much, and this just so sweet. The little mouse is just so sweet, and all the pictures. Look at the little fox out there, Five of Pentacles all by itself. So comfort in a different way. It just makes you feel warm and it makes you want to be there. It's an abandoned cottage that these animals are all going in and out of and living in and out of. It's a beautiful story, and the cards are gorgeous. Oh my goodness, most everybody's familiar with these. Look at the Empress. So yes, these cards always make me feel wonderful when I look at them. It's just and utilize them. They've got there's an oracle that goes with it too. Pardon my coughing. The oracle. The oracle's beautiful as well. And you've got the smoke, ash, and embers, and the oak, ash, and thorn. I'll just show just a few of these. Uh, they do have little cards within the keywords that are very helpful. Aren't these beautiful? An upside down rabbit hair. Look at that. Oh. the colors, artistry. I mean, I feel so fortunate to have all three of the decks. I'm all about the crows and the animals. These are my two of my crow and fox are two of my spirit animals. So that's a touch on the oak, ash, and thorn. And then the next one is their dragon deck, which is just way cool if you're a dragon lover like I am. Aren't these gorgeous? Look. Oh my. Like I said, they just came out with a revised version. Font's a little bit different. Most of the pictures are the same, but the backs are different. This looks like the back is upside down, but it's not because the dragon's flying upside down. So these are my comfort decks. Takes me into the woods and takes me into a more natural, people-free time. There's no people in it. I don't like real people-y decks. Modern people, in particular. It just depends on the deck, but if the visual's right. But otherwise, I prefer animals or pagan decks or things like that overall. Alrighty then, we have what gives the best reading. And this could have been in my surprise category right here. It's the Witch Sisters. This deck is so deep. I mean, I was late to the game. I've only had this maybe 3-4 months. Maybe. I finally got it thinking, hey, well, I think I better have it. It comes in a beautiful box. But this deck is, and the book, I mean, the book with it is just wonderful. Great descriptions. And it kind of varies off the beaten path of sometimes of the basic RWS meanings, which I guess is why I think it's a good reader. Gives the best readings because it takes you just a little bit outside the box sometimes. Gorgeous backs. But the imagery, look at that. These women are fabulous. Witch of Skies, Ten of Stones, the Maid of Stones. Oh, Hagstone. I now have a Hagstone thanks to one of my fabulous viewers that saw that and I don't know if it's this deck or I think it was the Enchanted Forest deck. I mentioned I'd always wanted a Hagstone, and she had some and sent me one, and this is from Ireland. I am thrilled beyond thrilled. I've never been able to find one in my life. So I now have a proud owner of a Hagstone, and thank you to my wonderful viewer that sent me this. I am just thrilled beyond thrilled. Thrilled beyond thrilled. I digress. Eight of Skies. This and the readings. I really love the description of these cards and the meaning of these cards. It takes it to a more pagany level and thinking, a more natural base. Look at that. Oh, the land. Beautiful. Look at the King of Stones. So this deck is very deep and mystical and takes me to my past. I did have a past life in the Ireland, England area that I have visited many times. Black Lake. So that is, look at this. Look at the Queen of Stones. Not only are the cards fabulous, the descriptions are fabulous, and it really draws out some wonderful, wonderful readings, deep readings. It's not lighthearted, that's for sure. Okay. The next is Too Pretty to Use. And that I didn't even hesitate. This is my number one RWS deck that I have. It's the Ancient Orm. And all this gold foiling on there, I'm scared to death that I'm going to ruin it. It's just an absolutely gorgeous Gorgeous deck. So if I use it, I just kind of look at it. Look at this. How beautiful. I wouldn't want to mar any part of this decorative gold foiling. Look at that. Oh, beautiful backs. And this is just an experience in and of itself as well. Aren't they gorgeous? Beautiful feel to them. The sound they make. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but just look at this. And I wouldn't want to damage any of this. So, I mean, I just handle them like they're gold, which, you know, they are, but not real gold. Look at that. The colors. So this one I'm afraid to use it because it's just too darn pretty. But I love it. My number one RWF deck that I have. Beautiful. Look at the sun. Oh, love, love, love. I just wouldn't want to damage it. I'm kind of a corner riffle shuffler some. I do tend to overhand shuffle some, and then I beat up all the gold foiling on the edge, so you just can't win. But this one I don't. As you can see, it's still in order. I haven't used it. I'm afraid to hurt it. To damage it. Look at that. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So this one is like it's on the end of the row on my shelf, so it does not get damaged all by itself on the end of the row of all my RWSs. So that is my too pretty to use, but I love it, love it, love it all the same, even more. The deck that made me fall in love with tarot again, and that is the Llewellyn. Now, I haven't been collecting tarot for a little less than 2 years, so it's not like, I have fallen out of favor and had to come back into it and took a year off. But this reminded me of what I love about tarot. And talk about visual. This is quite the visual. And again, this is an experience. Comes with a great book. The box is great. Lovely book. But this reminded me that tarot is more than just the meaning of the cards. There's the beauty of the cards. There's the experience of the cards. And this deck, it's like each one is its own painting, its own ancient or old representation. It just reminds me of what I love about tarot. It's beautiful imagery. And look at that death card. So this kind of took me, it's a cross between the old ways, the RWS, yet you can apply it very easily to modern day. But there's something ancient about it. There's something in the old days about it. There's the pagan aspect of it, the tradition of the stones and the stoneworks, and oh my, beautiful. So this reminded me why I love tarot. I got this deck a few months into my tarot collection. So I've had it a year anyway. But this one I pulled out about 4 months ago. I thought, oh wow, this is what it's all about. I even got one of these for my daughter. Beautiful. It just reminds me of the way things used to be. Maybe back when I lived back then. Maybe when I was over there in my previous lives. Look at that, the tower. So yes, this is the deck that reminded me why I love tarot and made me fall in love with it all over again. Not that I ever fell out of love with it, because I haven't yet. Okay, the deck I wish more people talked about, and that is the Forager's Daughter. This deck, I haven't seen around that much. I love this deck so much. That's the book, of course. That's not the deck. But it's a lovely book. Um, and this deck is so different. Of course, it's an animal deck, which, pushes all my buttons. Lovely. It came with a lovely little set. Beautifully done, which, that's part of my experience, having a beautiful box and beautifully done. I love cicadas. Might sound morbid, but I have a little box with, as if I find a dead cicada, I take it and put it in a box. I've got maybe 10 of them. So I was drawn to this straight away. But look at the presentation, number one. And I just think this deck is a bit underrated. Now, maybe it's out there more than, we're all in different tarot veins of what the decks showings that we see, but this is just so beautiful. The backs and the depictions, her artistry is exceptional. I love the way she's put cards together. She's used animals in a very interesting way, and I do like the borders. I'm not the biggest border fan, but I love these borders. Look at the Knight of Cups. We've got the moths, and we've got the crystals and lavender. And the Three of Pentacles, she's got the ants working hard to get whatever their duty is that day. They're maybe building their underground living space. Ace of Wands. Look at the Hermit. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's such an unusual depictions. And she's placed such interesting animals in interesting positions with interesting items. Items from nature. I love it. I just love it. Look at the King of Pentacles. Fabulous. Just love it. So this deck is, I'd love to see this, the deck that the prompt was, wish more people talked about. And maybe people have. There's my cicada. Love, love, love it. So this is I think everyone should have this. I really do. Everyone should have this deck. Look at the Seven of Pentacles. Spider's working so hard, looking back over what he's built. Oh my goodness. And there's extra cards in there too. Look at the Magician. Tadpoles. Ugh. Four of Pentacles. So, this is the deck I think needs more talked about. It's just way too beautiful, way too well done to be overlooked. And I do love these prompts because it makes you visit your decks. They take time for me, and I don't have a lot of time working full time at all, but I really love these because you get to think about your decks all over again. Feels like a secret between us. This is an odd prompt for me. I'm overthinking the prompt as I'm apt to do. This is the Guardian Tarot by Beth Salonen, and I think I chose this because this was the first deck I got that really made me stretch my analytical linear brain. And I love trees. I've always been very attached to trees and the magic thereof. So it combines that tree person, the tree spirit, with the meaning of the cards. Lovers, very easy to discern that is the meaning of the Lovers card, RWS speaking. But I love the morphing of animals and people. I love the morphing of animals and um, um, trees and things and humans and anything natural. Like, this just speaks to me so much. Look at this death card. But I like the hybridness of it. I like it when an artist will do that hybrid business. I've got this one, this deck, the Tarot of the Old Forest. that's a hybrid of an animal head, or the upper part of the body is animal and the rest is human. And I love that. I love that melding. World card. So this really made me stretch the Two of Wands. This is definitely, I mean, there's not two wands there, but she's looking, you know, Five of Wands. It just makes you think a little bit beyond your standard RWS. You can really lean into this and you can do shadow work with it. You can pull in a specific subject that these images might speak to. The Nine of Wands. Look at the Knight of Wands. So this deck really made me stretch. That's why I wouldn't classify it really as a secret between us, but it really did help me. I mean, look at this Eight of Cups. Deciding, do I walk away now? What do I do? Need something new. Knight of Cups. Look at the King of Cups. Nurturing King. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Three of Swords. Looking out over the waters. Making your plans and moving on with them. Five of Swords. Interesting depiction. Eight of Swords. This is the Ten of Swords. Knight. The Queen. Love it. So this deck really, excuse me, really made me stretch. And it was really the first deck that I saw that spoke to that abstract aspect of me. So this deck is this is another one that I think everyone should have because it really crosses the lines of your standard RWS and takes it beyond. I love it. I love it. I love it. The next prompt is defines my tarot practice. Well, I guess this was tough for me too, because having not been at it as long as most everybody watching this, I think it has to be this because this isn't the old-fashioned. I'm not going to say old-fashioned, but one of the original versions of the RWS. And I started with RWS, and RWS is my favorite. It's my go-to. It's if I had to pull 5 decks, it would probably be all 5 RWS decks. if I had to just run with 5 of them, it would probably all be just standard RWS. Comes with a great book. I liked this. I've got several that have that old feel to them, but I like this because of the backs and because of the coloring, the size and the coloring. Love the backs, the rose in the middle, but I love the coloring. The greens. I love the greens so much. I mean, it's an RWS deck, but it's just a matter of taste for the coloring. Again, it's pulled out some greens that I really, really enjoy. Love it. I just love it. The background greens, beautiful. So, I mean, yes, it's an RWS deck, but it's a special one to me. And it defines my practice, I guess, just by saying that RWS is my first love and it's my go-to. Look at that. Just how can you not love that sun card? And it's the green. That green just captured me. This is what it's all about. Anything other than an RWS deck is just icing on the cake because to me this is the basis for the whole kit and caboodle. I love this deck. I do, I do. So that's the Tarot Original, or Original if you want to be fancy. So yeah, I'm an RWS lover. I don't know, I guess it's maybe because it's the first deck I ever got, or it's just what resonated with me from the beginning. I do love the other types of decks though. It's not like I don't use them. Okay, and the deck that pulls me out of a rut, that is, I didn't even think about it, Securious Travels. This deck makes me smile, brings me back to all aspects of tarot. There's the traditional RWS meanings. There's the abstractness and the storybookness of it. Love the book. Great book. Pulls out key features of the cards. Love it. Great box. We love a good box. But this deck is one of my top 5 decks that I have, for sure. I love everything about it. It's humorous. It's childlike. The artistry is fabulous. It has gold foiling, so I mean, you got me right there with the gold foiling. But it's so well done, and the gold foiling is so intricately placed that really stands out. It's not just haphazard where they've put it, but oh my goodness, you can tell I've used these because these are in order, excuse me. But the page. So this deck brings me back to center. It's got everything. It's one-stop shopping. Absolutely one-stop shopping. We've got a little abstract drawing in there, yet the specific meaning of the RWS. The colors are right up my alley. I love these kinds of colors. And look at that. Look at the Judgment card. The way she's taken. Look at the 10 of Wands. Isn't that just fabulous? So interesting the way she's depicted each card. Look at the Star card. So this just brings me right back out of a rut. One-stop shopping. Look at the King. Oh my gosh. It has everything. It has the coloring. It has the gold foiling. It has the original meaning. It has a little bit of an abstract take on it. Look at Temperance. They've got the little boy holding on to his shoes. Love that. It really is a deck with everything. Look at the Queen. Another one everybody should have. Hermit. Ugh. One of my favorite Hermit cards ever. Love the 7. Makes me chuckle. Love it. Look at the 4. 4 of Wands. Look at that. Beautiful. Just gorgeous. What is not to love about that? And look at this, the 5. This coin's broken. Oh. Page. The King. Look at what she's done with this. His head is aflame. It's just got everything. Look at the Devil. This deck has everything. Love, love, love. There's a Traveler's card. That's an extra card that you get. I always leave that in. The way the moon is looking down. Love that. She's done so many unique things. Look at the world. So many unique things. So yeah. Oh, look at the moon. Oh, love, love. I'm just leave this one. I'm leaving this one out. I'm gonna have to work with this one this week. Oh, love it. Okay, so it's Curious Travels. Curious Travels Tarot deck brings me back out of a rut and gets me centered again. Makes me think because everything's a little bit outside the box. Love, love, love it. And the deck that has patiently been waiting. This is the Terra Volatile. This deck I have not worked with yet. I suppose it could have been in the intimidation end of it, but I didn't put it there because I'm not really intimidated by it. There's a whole bunch of cards in here that are extra cards that you can choose to keep or not to keep. I'm not going to take them all out because they're absolutely enormous. But this deck is fabulous. It's one of my most cherished decks. And I'm lucky enough to have the book as well. The book is fab. Let me grab it. This is kind of another one of those experience decks. The whole thing's an experience. Here's the book. Well, and isn't that just synchronicity at its best? Look at that. Check that out. But the book is just absolutely amazing, which just makes the experience all the better. So I'm very close to pulling this out and taking the plunge in using this deck. It is just, it's magical and mysterious and strange. Talk about thinking outside the box. It is a fabulous deck. And I'm looking forward to working with it. I just haven't, I'm just waiting. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting. Look at the death cards. Oh, they've got several cards that you can choose from in many of the categories. But this deck is patiently waiting on my top shelf because, number one, that's one of my taller shelves that I have. Look at the tower. Oh, patiently waiting for my attention. And it is so worthy of attention. This deck is just, like I say, an experience. Beautiful. Look at that. You know, you go through these and you think, why haven't I worked with this sooner? But there's just something, I'm waiting. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I'm waiting. But it's soon to be taken off the shelf and down onto my table and into my workspace. So Terra Volatile. Fabulous. Look at that. So that is my one that is waiting patiently. So that takes care of the tag. It was such an interesting tag. I'm so grateful to Simon for doing this. It was very, very fun. I had to think about it, so it did challenge me a little bit. I had to think about it. But it's a really great tag. I hope more people do it. I'm sure there'll be a ton of people doing this. So I appreciate it, Simon. Thank you for doing this. I had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to checking out everyone else's tag from Simon's the deck that tag. So hopefully I will finish this and I will see that the microphone did work and I won't have to do it yet again. So it is Thursday here. I hope you've had a great week so far. Hope you have a great weekend coming up. And oh my gosh, I dropped my mouse, stopped the recording, didn't get to say my final goodbyes. Don't you love Mercury retrogrades? Everything goes to pieces. Anyway, have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend and bye for now.